Hello, I'm Davia Chambers and this is Let's Talk Tobago. Today you're joining us at the Scarborough Botanical Gardens, one of Tobago's most picturesque sites sought after for weddings, parties and events. This 17 acres of land nestled in the heart of Scarborough is an exhibit of well-manicured trees and gardens. But around Christmas time, this place has two looks, the one we just described and the one you'll see as the show goes on, a Christmas village of lights. This transformation is part of the reason families and friends from all across Tobago opt to spend time here as they enjoy the festive season. We'll show you more of the Scarborough Botanical Gardens, but first, let's tell you what's happening in our stories this week. Spreading cheer to the Tobago Rehabilitation and Empowerment Center. Even more students benefit from this year's 12 Joys of Christmas program, and the Scarborough General Hospital gets in on the Christmas spirits.
Hi there customers, I'm Miss Rose, here to give you a tip or two to note when purchasing curtains. Examine fabric for defects before it is cut. Check the measuring instrument, ensuring numbers are clearly visible. Ensure the measuring stick does not have tape on either end or along it. Observe while fabric is being measured and cut. Remember, fabric ought to be placed on a flat surface when being measured and cut. Also, if you are buying ready-made curtains, examine all pieces and ensure all are of the same style and pattern.
These consumer shopping tips is brought to you courtesy the Consumer Affairs Unit of the Division of Finance and Enterprise Development. Telephone number 639-6556.
Welcome back. You're viewing Let's Talk Tobago, coming to you today from the Scarborough Botanical Gardens. Every year, this garden is decorated by the Division of Agriculture, Marine Affairs, Marketing and the Environment in celebration of the Christmas holidays. And this year, they strung 70,000 lights across the entire land space. This initiative started 9 years ago, in 2005, and has seen the division collaborating with the business community and banks. These organizations are encouraged to adopt a tree which they sponsor and decorate. This year, the tree lighting officially began on December 3rd, and since then, the lights have been turned on every evening from 6 p.m. until 10 p.m. But let's leave it there for now to turn our attention to the United Nations Development Programme, the UNDP. The international organization continues to provide ongoing assistance to Tobago in areas such as health, security, housing grants and even disaster management. And as the year comes to a close, the UNDP team came to the island to hold discussions with the island's administrators to review the progress and the future of several projects that are being undertaken. Omadara Mills picks up that story.
The safety of residents and visitors in Tobago is a top priority for everyone. As such, the UNDP is seeking to review its Citizens Security Program, which is an initiative designed to reduce violent and criminal activities in communities. The resident UNDP coordinator, Richard Blewett, says that the review is to ensure that the program is working and can be continued on the island.
What we want to do is verify the model. Does the CSP work? And the extent to which it works and the extent to which that it is. There are similar models in Brazil or Central America, so that the government of Trinidad and Tobago can have more confidence that there are very good things in the CSP model that they need to keep building on, because one of the issues is sustainability.
And as Tobago continues with its efforts to properly prepare the island for any kind of natural or man-made disaster through the Tobago Emergency Management Agency, the UNDP is planning to boost TEMA's efforts with a project designed to strengthen community responses to disasters. In the area of health, this island will also benefit from the expertise of UNDP-recruited doctors. And with all these programs, there's a need to discuss funding.
The UN will continue to both, seek the partnership through cost sharing with the Tobago House of Assembly and the divisions. And then, of course, we're trying to find whatever resources we can from outside the country and within the country to bring resources to Tobago.
At the meeting between the THA and UNDP officials, the Chief Secretary Orville London says that he is pleased with the increased support from the UNDP.
I must say that since we met the last time, there has been a significant amount of activity, and the level of collaboration has in fact increased and improved, and I want to commend both sides for that.
The UNDP has pledged its continued support to the Assembly and hopes to increase the delivery of their projects on the island in 2015. I'm Umadara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
Our public sector does not have a great reputation. It's famous for being slow and bureaucratic, and there are the analogies that it's cold and heartless. But in Tobago, one particular organization is showing a more generous and giving side. They're working to make people on this island feel appreciated through a program known as the CARE Initiative. Let's join Caroline Wallace to find out more.
Some of the items which 10 persons from the Tobago Rehabilitation and Empowerment Center received from the Events and Fundraising Committee of the Assembly Legislature, a group which raises money to give back to those who may not have as much as other people. One of the recipients, Andrew Doland, is happy that they were chosen for this outreach activity.
I feel very appreciative, wanted, and love, and that people really care for us again as choosing this new way of life that has been shown to us.
The Tobago Rehabilitation and Empowerment Center is designed to assist people in our society who are trying to recover from substance abuse and drug addiction. And the Event and Fundraising Committee admires the patient's determination and desire to get better. So the chair they brought is one way of encouraging the patients to live healthier lives.
Now that it's Christmas, let's come to see who we could give it to. So we looked around and we heard about these men up here, that they are trying to get back into society. So we said, look, this is a very good opportunity for us to come.
The Assembly Legislatures Committee also plans to stay in touch with the residents at the center.
What we want to do is to still, follow up. Come back to see how they are going. At least we'll come ask Mr. Cole, how they are going, if they are improving. And probably, if, they would have gone home, and, we'll still look out for them.
In the past, the committee also distributed items to those at homes for the aged as part of their care program. I am Caroline Wallace for Let's Talk Tobago.
And even as we spread joy during this festive season, those involved in the protection of our children are continuing their work to ensure our little ones are protected. This intervention is timely because statistics show that reports of abuse against children are higher right after the July, August and Christmas holidays. Tobago is doing its part, ensuring that officers in health, education, social services and even the protective services know what has been accomplished and what still needs to be done to fully take advantage of the Children's Authority Acts.
Even before the proclamation of the Children's Authority Acts, child care and protection stakeholders in Tobago have been working together to put systems in place to increase the protection of our children's well-being. And one aspect is boosting the capabilities of our foster homes, now known as community residences.
As we prepare to regulate this sector, we have been working very closely with the residences here in Tobago and in Trinidad to develop the minimum requirements or standards, identifying the gaps they need to address, and advocating for financial support to close these gaps. The authority has also facilitated the participation of representatives from the 3 homes in Tobago to some 10 training sessions over the last few months.
Children's welfare is not just for community residences. The police are also involved with their child protection unit.
At present in Tobago, we have 8 officers who are undergoing continuous training to pay particular attention to the children of Tobago.
At the new Child Protection System workshop, stakeholders worked on the setting up of committees which will collaborate with the Children's Authority in Trinidad, identified various places of safety for children, and discussed what administrative systems need to be put in place to properly look after our children. A part of the process which people think puts Tobago closer to its goal of protecting the island's children.
I believe that this seminar will serve to, one, inform the nation that we are very, very serious and we are committed in ensuring that our children are protected at every level, and that we will spare no effort in ensuring that this mandate be realized.
The Children's Authority of Trinidad and Tobago and various divisions in the THA will continue to collaborate to ensure that Tobago will be ready to operationalize the Children's Authority Act when it is finally proclaimed. I'm Umadara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
It's time to take a break, but do stay with us because on the other side, the 12 Joys of Christmas, a look at how the program has expanded and continues to delight students across Tobago.
A message from the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service. Teach children how to escape on their own in case you can't help them. Close doors behind you as you leave. If the smoke alarm sounds, get out and stay out. Never go back inside. If you have to escape through smoke, get low and go under the smoke to your way out. Call the fire service from outside your home. A message from the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service.
This is Let's Talk Tobago. Thanks for staying with us at the Scarborough Botanical Gardens, which continues to draw hundreds of visitors each night. This replica of the manger is a huge attraction for many coming here because to some it's a reminder of the season of peace and goodwill towards all men. And speaking of goodwill, one Tobagonian might just get his wish for Christmas. Up until now, he hasn't been so lucky. 5 years ago, while constructing his home, he was injured and was forced to halt all work on his house. But he couldn't return to his regular job either. That injury also caused him to stop working completely. He was unemployed and unable to complete his home. Today, there's a ray of hope.
This is Wayne Beard's home. He lives here in Patience Hill without a roof over his head. But this will soon change because he received a check from the Office of the Chief Secretary to help him. Wayne can't finance the building of his own home because he has been unable to work since 2009.
I couldn't, pinpoint what was the exact nature of the injury until about 2 years ago. They discovered that my pelvis was out for that length of time, so as a result I was unable to do any heavy lifting, any strenuous bending and this kind of thing. That's why I came to seek the assistance. To block up the ring beam height, or it's just to put on the ring beam and the roof now.
And while it will cost way more than $20,000 to complete his house, Wayne is quite grateful for any help.
The only thing I could do with this money right now is to see about putting on the roof on the house.
And with this financial assistance, Wayne should be able to rest a little easier from now. I'm Keyshawn Wilson for Let's Talk Tobago.
Christmas is traditionally a time of giving, especially to those who are in need. Businesses and not-for-profit organizations in particular use this time of the year to spread cheer. But the rapid decline in oil prices over the last few weeks has everyone anxious and many are taking stock of their spending. But Tobago recognizes that in times of crisis, its greatest resources is its human resource. That's why they've taken a very different approach to a program known as the 12 Joys of Christmas. Instead of scaling back and disappointing hundreds of this island's students, the architects of the initiative have expanded the program. And here's why.
That's the joyous feeling many primary school children felt after receiving their toys, snacks and goodies as part of the 12 Joys of Christmas program. And this year, even more pupils are cheerful since the initiative has expanded to include children over 9 years old receiving gift bags.
This is very exciting. I'm happy.
And that's not all. The principals and staff of several primary schools around the island also received hampers and checks for their respective schools. The principal of the Scarborough Methodist Primary School, Diane Washington Phillips, says she is elated that more people have been able to benefit from this Christmas program.
I'm happy that they would have included the bigger children this year so that they too can, share and experience the joy. In terms of the check of $2,000, we are really, really thankful because for a very large school, there's always repairs to be done. There is always supplies to be bought. So we are happy that we would have received that money. So it will be put to very good use.
The expansion of the gift giving this year has been made possible due to the collaboration between the Division of Community Development and Culture and the Division of Education, Youth Affairs and Sport. Over 30 schools received gifts and checks for this Christmas season. I'm Omidara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
And staying with the theme of giving, let's tell you that our senior citizens are also being celebrated. Now, without a doubt, they've done their part to contribute to the growth and development of our island. And now it's Tobago's turn, well, during this season, to say thanks and show them how much they're appreciated.
'Tis the season for sharing, and at this time, the island's senior citizens are the guests of honor at a Christmas luncheon at the Magdalena Grand Beach and Golf Resort by the Chief Secretary over London. They also rubbed shoulders with other members of the Tobago House of Assembly. This luncheon is just one way of giving back to our citizens, letting them know their contribution hasn't gone unnoticed.
You did so at a time when work was physically hard, as you did not have the use and benefit of modern equipment and the modern technology and the kind of machinery that's now available.
The Chief Administrator believes these celebrations are important because our senior citizens are still valuable to society. Research shows that the number of older people worldwide is growing faster than any other age group. The elderly population is expected to swell by 200 million in the next decade to surpass 1 billion and reach 2 billion by 2050. This will drastically alter some countries' demographic makeup.
Even in your senior years, you are still giving through mentoring, volunteering, and sharing your joy of life and your experiences. For these things and many more, I am grateful.
And when the speeches and the formalities came to an end, this is how the celebrations continued. I'm Caroline Wallace for Let's Talk Tobago.
We're taking another break, but coming up, a calendar that helps us appreciate the simpler things in life.
Small bites equal major consequences. Protect yourself and your loved ones from mosquito-transmitted diseases such as dengue and chikungunya. Take these simple steps. Empty and clean water storage vessels and flower pots, saucers regularly. Clear gutter and nearby bush which may harbor mosquitoes. Install mosquito screens on windows and at other entry points. Use mosquito nets, repellents, and wear long-sleeved clothing. Take action now. Small bites equal major consequences. A message from the Public Health Department. Telephone number 639-5294 or 639-1433.
You're viewing Let's Talk Tobago, and today we're at the Scarborough Botanical Gardens, which is a great landmark for those who are new to Tobago, especially during the Christmas season. Why? The garden is a prime location during this time for children's Christmas treats and religious groups, and some business organizations use this venue for their dinner and office parties. So if you're still not feeling the Christmas spirit, then perhaps you're in need of a visit to the Scarborough Botanical Gardens. And don't worry, you have until January 7th to squeeze in a visit. And while we're on the topic of Christmas, many of us are probably still making a list and checking it twice, anxious about what we'll give to our loved ones on Christmas Day. And while you're still making up your mind, let's tell you that in Tobago, some got the gift of a well-choreographed concert put on by the children of Zante Dance Company. Didn't get a chance to see it? Don't worry. Here are the highlights from Omidara Mills.
Zante, Zante, Zante. That's the title of the first ever Christmas production put on by the Zante Dance Company. where, just as the theme and name of the company, the dancers ages 1 to 16 years showed off all they learned over the past year, beginning with the creative Christmas pieces. The children also showed off their choreographed skills in dances that are contemporary, hip-hop and African. And the dancers did not leave out their signature soca limbo dance, a performance that has made them the winners of the 2014 Tobago Kids Got Talent competition. One of the founders and teachers at the Zante dance company, Davia Chambers, says she's proud of their achievements since the company started 6 years ago, and she's confident for the future of Tobago's cultural performers.
I know that Tobago have a bright future when it comes to culture and the art form, because these kids are brilliant. Zante dancers, Zante dance company, and which we have this motto that we live to dance. Definitely the kids live to dance.
The Zante Dance Company's Christmas show has been sponsored by the Division of Community Development and Culture. The company hopes that this will become an annual event on their dance calendar. I'm Omadara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
Within a few days, we'll sing Auld Lang Syne as we bid goodbye to 2014. And as we prepare to enter the new year, Healing with Horses wants to give you a gift of a different kind, one that teaches us to have a greater and deeper appreciation of life. They've started with a calendar of poems and inspirational words.
This Horses Stable and Play Park, which started in 2010, is the brainchild of husband and wife team Lennon and Veronica LaFortune of Bucco. They first started on a small scale with just one horse, but they acquired more as ex-race horses were being donated to them. Healing with Horses now has 9 horses and will be able to take care of more now that they have acquired additional land. But to keep their doors open and provide their services, they need continued sponsorship. So as a fundraiser, the organization has created its own calendar with prayers and poems written by the children who visit the Healing with Horses table in their after-school club and therapy sessions.
We created the calendar this year for us to have a great product to raise funds for the special needs children who are coming for their after-school session. That is the School for the Deaf. These are 15 children who are invited to come on a weekly basis, as well as the Happy Haven School, as well as some Yahweh children from the Yahweh Foundation. They come and learn to ride horse. They like to learn about grooming the horses.
As Veronica sits with Winston the pony, she tells us that Healing with Horses teaches children to appreciate things that are usually taken for granted.
Then we have written down a prayer: dear flowers, thank you for your colors. Thank you for all the nice smell. So that's a child, she's 7. And then we have here, dear rain. Yeah, we have a little child from the community, and his name is Maya, and he's standing here on the horse at the jetty in Bucco. And we have dear animals, Faithy, who is diagnosed with cerebral palsy. She cannot walk, but she can ride a horse by herself.
Healing with Horses is in their 2nd year of creating and promoting their calendars, and the children have taken an active part in it by contributing a poem for each month. The poems are a demonstration that the children are learning life's valuable lessons. Healing with Horses is planning to take the proceeds from the sale of these calendars to provide some funding towards the therapy of children and contribute towards the care of the animals. I'm Betty Ann Bigart for Let's Talk Tobago.
Here at the Botanical Gardens and the nursery at Louisdor aren't the only places in Tobago where you can witness beautiful lights. There's another venue that's spreading cheer during this festive season. Time to find out where it's located.
The hospital is usually associated with illness. not high on anyone's go-to list. But as Tobago celebrates the holiday seasons, Scarborough General Hospital wants to bring infectious cheer and joy to those who will walk its corridors during this time. And this is how they're doing it. And with that, the lights are up and on. But festivities around this time of the year are never really complete without some live entertainment.
A Merry Christmas, Merry Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. Come again.
This tree lighting is the second of its kind at the hospital by the Tobago Regional Health Authority.
Hang your shining star upon the highest bough and have yourself.
I'm Umadara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
And it's time to have your say, the segment of our program where we hear from you, our viewers. As we told you throughout the program, this is the season usually associated with giving and goodwill. For whatever reason, during this time, people's general tones change, be it in their homes or places of work. It's also a time when people reflect on the months gone by and begin their planning for the new year ahead. So today we're asking, what are your wishes for this holiday season? This is what you said.
Well, in the world we have today, I'm wishing health, wealth, and strength to everyone. You know, that's what we need. We need health, love too.
My holiday wish is to have good health, strength, and spend quality time with my family.
A host? I'm going to wish for a host.
My holiday wish is for peace, love, and happiness, and for a decrease in the crime that is happening in Tobago right now.
And that's how we bring this week's edition of Let's Talk Tobago to a close. Remember, you can send us your comments or queries on anything you've seen in this program to information@tha.gov.tt or even visit us at www.tha.gov.tt. Like us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Davia Chambers, and on behalf of all of us at the Department of Information, have a safe and enjoyable week. And as we go, here's one final look at the Scarborough Botanical Gardens.